morning and welcome to Croydon's Garden Care. I'm Dylan and today I'm going to be showing you, a how-to video on how to choose the perfect chainsaw for you and how to basically run a chainsaw. On the bench today I've got two different chainsaws. On my left I've got the Stihl MS170 and on my right I've got the Stihl MS362C. These saws vary in size, from not only from the bar and chain to the engine, but they also vary in price. On my left, the 170 retails for 200, anywhere between 150 to 200 euro. On specials, that's when I got this one. And the 362 ranges from anywhere from 800 euro to 1000 euro, depending on the size of bar you get with it. I've picked these two saws today because in my opinion, I think they're the perfect combo for a landowner, homeowner, farmer, someone who's not using chainsaws every day. But they do still need, they don't need professional model big felling saws, but they still need a bigger saw and a smaller saw to go with it. Starting off, just basic stuff. These two saws are, they're chainsaws, both Stihl. This video is not sponsored by Stihl, unfortunately. I wish it was, but I'm not there yet. This is my left. This is a homeowner, the smallest rear handle saw Stihl make, I think. That's non-professional, so it's homeowner grade. It's severely underpowered for what it is, but for the price of it, you can't knock it. And this one here is a professional model felling and forestry saw. I do know I use this a lot for felling trees. We do limbing stuff up on the ground and general for climbing, and we need to block down wood. We use this a lot. The 170, it really has been retired now in my business. I mainly use it for homeowner stuff. Myself, cutting firewood. If I need to go and give a loan of it to a family member, that's the saw that goes out. The 362 is beast of a saw. It is, I'd say. 50cc. It's not the biggest they do, but if you keep the chain sharp in it, it pull is good. I've got another 362 in the workshop garage area with a 25-inch bar in it, so that's maxed out. That's much it can pull. These can pull anywhere from 16 to 25-inch. These 170s can pull anywhere from 12 to 16-inch, but I don't recommend a 16-inch in the saw because it's underpowered for it. And I don't recommend a 12 because a 12-inch saw is really, if you're not climbing with it, I don't find them useful. I think 14 inches is perfect for the saw. These saws are not new by any way. This is a 2016 model and this is a 2019 model, so they're not new and they're used. They're dirty, as you can tell. They're abused, but look at that. Chainsaws, they're not meant to be clean and shiny. So first and foremost, I'd say when you buy a land, looking at buying a chainsaw, assess what you're going to be doing. Have a walk around, look at the size of trees you're working with, look at the area the trees are in, if they're on a bank, if they're on flat ground, if there's buildings around them. Have a look and see what exactly you're going to be doing. If you're doing firewood on the side, the 170 is the perfect saw for you for cutting smaller stuff up on a log horse. And the 362 is good for cutting the bigger stuff up that you do receive. That's when you have a walk around the property, see if there's any hazardous trees that need felling and what size they are. If there's trees if branches are going to fall off the trees, how big they are. Because I'm actually looking at a tree now in my head, working out you need this size bar for this length and this and that. So always have a look at it, assess it, see what's going on. Because there's no point in going off spending really 800 euro to 1000 euro on a saw. Pull a 16-inch bar when you can buy one for 200 quid to go and do it. So that's when you have to go and assess it. Look at what you're going to be doing. Look at your experience. If you've used chainsaws in the past, obviously I'd say, these homeowner ones, yes, they're still the exact same. They're chainsaws. They're both dangerous. They both do the same purpose. But this one's heavier, and it does bite a lot more than this saw here because of the chain in it. This is a 3/8 Pico chain, and this is a 3/8 full comp chain. So this chain here, it's still a chainsaw, it still cuts, but it makes a smaller cut in the log. And it really just, it's a beautiful chain for the slightly, so I'm just guiding on cutting it. Whereas this saw here, it makes a bigger cut and it's more aggressive, so it does pull you in, it does. And that did throw me off when I first used this saw myself. It did throw me off with the pulling you into it. So that's why I have to go and bear in mind your experience. If you're a novice, first time DIYer, and I wouldn't recommend getting a big professional or even a big agricultural saw for you, because you're going to get hurt. So if you're starting off, you have to go and think about what you're going to be using. If you're cutting a bit of firewood in a housing estate like I live in, I'd highly recommend you get an electric saw, corded or battery. For the simple reason being that they're quiet, they're lightweight, they can pull up to 16-inch bars. I know some do, and then and also the only fluids you have to mix is bar oil. No petrol, no nothing, no draining the tank after use, or no mixing up little canisters of two-stroke every time you need to fill it up. I know for a fact my granddad, he does use a lot of he uses 2 electric chainsaws for his firewood, and he cannot fault them. He goes, they're absolutely brilliant. No fighting to get it started in the cold. He is older, so he does he'll kill me for saying that now, but you know, so he doesn't have to be pulling the chain every time like that, trying to get it started like that. It's simply just plug it in, hold the throttle, and off you go. So yeah, that's it. I use this one for firewood myself, like I said. I'm looking at getting an electric one because I do live in a housing estate, and I do feel conscious for the neighbours when I'm cutting wood, because it is loud, it is smoky, it's a chainsaw, it's 2-stroke, it is rattles a lot. So that's something just to bear in mind. Another thing to bear in mind is your storage of it. Like I said, if you're going to be using the saw once or twice a year for cutting your yearly firewood, you're going to have to drain the petrol in the tank of it, which is, you know, is a waste of petrol in my opinion, because it's not cheap nowadays, and 2-stroke isn't cheap either. So you have to go and drain your tank. You have to go and pretty much winterize the saw every time. Whereas if you're going to have an electric saw, you just have to put it away pretty much. And then the only thing you're keeping in your shed is bar oil. No flammable petrol, no flammable 2-stroke, nothing like that. So yeah, like I said, these 2 saws, they're differing in weight, size, power, price. So that's something just to bear in mind. This in my opinion is a perfect combination for if I was to own a bit of land, a farm. These are my 2 go-to saws, the 170 and then the 362. You can get the 180, which can pull a 16-inch bar comfortably. There is like 30 to 50 euro in the price difference last time I checked, so definitely go for the 180. The 170 is the only one I have at the moment. Like I said, the build quality in these saws are different. Like this is a homeowner one, so there's non-captive bar nuts, which means I have lost many. Front tensioner, plastic felon dogs, not a more rigid AV system on it. The side tensioner, you know, the side cover, you have to go and take the caps off it to take it off. It's a quarter turn, you know, air filter cover, 4-way choke in it. Smaller handguard, you know, plastic chain catcher, just bits like that if you're going from professional you do miss. Whereas on the 362 you've got I'm sorry the camera's a bit low, but a bit high up even, but you've got captive bar nuts, metal felon spikes, metal chain catcher. You've got 3 little quarter turn caps and they're off. It's an M-tronic carb, which is beautiful because you don't have to adjust anything on it. Well, I'm saying that I've never had to adjust the carburetor on my 170. And the fuel caps. These are these flippy caps, as I call them. You flip them up and you twist them, which are really good because in the 170 you have to sometimes get a tool in there to twist them loose. Because whenever you're running a chainsaw, I found especially the Stihl ones, they build up vacuum and pressure in the fuel tank after a long time being hot, and it does be hard to get them off. Yeah, like there's not really much more to talk about the saws. They both do the job. They're both chainsaws. They're both should be respected. I don't ever underestimate them. No matter the size of them, they're both still very dangerous saws. I always wear my PPE, which you can see I'm wearing my chainsaw trousers now, my chainsaw boots, just to be safe. Yeah, that's really how to choose it. Like, look at what you're doing. Always communicate with your local dealer. Walk into them, have a chat with them. They're always there to help. It's their job to sell stuff. So have a chat with them. I know for a fact that I've got 3 local Stihl dealers to me, and I've been to all 3 of them, and they're all good. Like, I recommend them. So yeah, that's why I always have a chat with them. Like, and that's why I run Stihl, because they're local to me. There's more mechanics available if I need help. I service everything where I can myself. But if I have to, I will give them into a dealer or to get parts off. They're more local. We have one Husqvarna dealer local to me. well, not really locally, he's a bit away, but um, so yeah, that's why I don't really run Husqvarna, because it's more of a trek to go and get bits for it and get it serviced. Whereas like locally, the closest guy is probably about 5 minutes, 10 minutes away from me. So that's what I like about them. Have a look with them. They're all helpful. Like to me, when a 17-year-old walks in, they're a bit taken aback, but they still help me out big time. So that's why I always have a chat with them, build up a relationship. That's the best thing you can do. They know most of the time they know their stuff about what they're talking about because they're selling it. So you will walk in and you will see a big, huge shelf of chainsaws, and you're wondering, oh, which one's right for me? Like I said, have a look at it, make notes on what you need to be doing, and estimate what you're going to be using, what's your budget, like how much experience do you have? Have you ever run the saw in your life? Have you run saws for 10 years? You have to weigh up your options. If you're a landscaper going into doing a bit of small bit of felling work, general bits and pieces like that, this saw here will be alright for you. The 362, once you get your basic chainsaw certificate, you can buy this. You can buy any saw once you get your saw, your City and Guilds or Lantra, even whatever it is called, qualification. So yeah, this saw will be perfect for you because 18-inch to 20-inch, perfect. That's most felling most size trees, lining most like wood up, stuff like that. It's really generally as big as I'd recommend a homeowner goes. Any bigger, like 25-inch, you're looking at getting into oversized timber, and that's into professional arborists and fallers to come in. Yeah, nothing much more to say. I didn't script any of this stuff, so anything I was taught like about choosing a saw, how to buy, I learned off my instructor on my felling course I did. He did teach us some of the stuff, how to choose a chainsaw, what to look out for, chain, stuff like that, different size bars, what to choose for the work is. Because I know some of the guys in my course, they were going into just felling. I was going into tree surgery as well. Other guys were doing it just for their firewood business. So we had a mixture of people, and they all had to go and choose their own saws and choose why they needed it. So that's something to look out for. Obviously, I recommend, if you can afford it, definitely do a chainsaw competence certificate. Your Unit 203 felling, I think it is the one I have, is one of the ones I have. It's really good for if you're a homeowner, farmer, and you want to know how to use a chainsaw safely, definitely do it. Have a look at your local training centres. They always help you out. It's well worth the investment, I found. Yeah, that's really it. That's the video on the saws, choosing it for you. Like I said, this is just for example. I'll show you close now in a sec. These are two. This is professional. This is non-professional. I mean, this is professional, non-professional. Sorry, my bad. I was looking at the camera there. So I've got professional grade, better quality build, heavier but bigger price tag. Non-professional, not so much quality build, cheaper, more user-friendly price tag. But I'd rather spend the. If I don't need the big saw, I'm not going to buy the big saw. That's the way I look at it. Because I do know, I've seen it walking into dealerships, to go and get bits and pieces. And there is people there looking at the biggest saw around, which not even I own, saying, sure, that'll do everything, won't it? It won't. You won't be able to go and cut your yearly firewood with it because you'll get tired after a while. So that's why I have to go and look at your options. Because, again, also, a lot of time, people do buy a lot of cheaper chainsaws from local DIY and hardware stores. I'm not knocking them. I started off with them. But if you are going to be using it, I'd say go for the name brand for a peace of mind, because they do have a lot of issues, those cheaper stuff, and they are cheaply built. Like, I know I say this saw is cheaply built, but compared to a €100 chainsaw out of a DIY centre, this is like a really, really good. This is luxury compared to the other ones. So just bear that in mind. You're paying for what you get for. I don't have any cheap chainsaws to show you, unfortunately, as a comparison, because mine broke, so it's currently in bits as a project I've never got around to starting. So yeah, I'll show you an up close of each saw now in a second, but just bear that in mind that they are completely different uses, and then if you are using your firewood, I'd highly recommend you get electric. Look around, shop around, ask local people. Email or message a local arborist or something to say, look, quick one for you. What saw would you recommend for doing this or whatever? Just email them. Like, I know for a fact if I got a message, I'd be more than happy to help. I can't say that for everyone, but I know for a fact that most people are willing to help, because these are our tools at the end of the day. These are how we make our money, so we do know them. Again, if you're looking again into the industry, shop around local guys, have a chat with them, talk about it. I'd highly recommend that if you're looking at going into tree surgery, arboriculture, give it a year or two, try it out working ground, and literally work your way up the ladder. Like quite literally, you start on the ground and work up to the tree. Stuff like that. I know it's an expensive business to get into with trousers and boots and helmets and all, but it's a good job if you like it. So yeah, I'll show you a close up of the saws now, individually, just a quick walk, like a quick 360 of them, so you can get a fair enough idea of them. And I'll try to link below two websites that have the saws and prices of the saws. So yeah, thank you very much, and I'll show you the saws now. Right, so here is the 170. I have them numbered for my own company, so that's just so the fleet, so we know them. Like I said, you've got the fuel caps at the side. This is what I mean by a 4-way choke. I apologise if the camera's a bit shaky, you don't have a stand for it. There's the 4-way choke. You've got on, off, half choke and full choke, compared to this, which is only got choke at the bottom, run and off. So the moving around to the front of it, you've got your bumper spikes, exhaust, their standard 14-inch chain in it, and then there you've got your side cover, bar nuts, your clutches in there. They're all on still ones, other than the climbing ones, they're all inboard clutches with rim sprockets on them. So that's that there. And then on a 362, you've got an 18-inch bar. You've got metal felling dogs. You've got your captive bar nuts with a metal, magnesium side cover. This is the newer facelift model, as it's called, with the black strip there. You've got your decompression valve. That's so if you're building up compression in the engine, you don't, it starts easily. Wide foot plate, hand plate even for starting. Like I said, you got your 4-way choke on it and your M-tronic carburetor on it. This is what I was trying to show you with the flippy caps. Flip them down and twist them, so they're easy like that. And yeah, the side number thing fell off it, so that's why that's like that. And then that's your oil. So they're out. They're different build quality. They're different sizes. Like I said, this one's lighter, this one's heavier, but that's all depending on the build quality. A few things. Trying to do this on Saturday morning, so I'm a bit tired after last night. But yeah, so that's the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you want any advice, feel free to comment below, and if I can help you, I'll try to link the two saws with a rough price tag of them as of 2022 in the description below, along with getting a few bits of other notes, linking other saws, other options, electric bits and pieces as well. Yeah, hopefully this video helped. If you have any inquiries or any questions, comment below. If not, you can email me at cryansgardencare21@gmail.com. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and please share, like, subscribe. It does help us out a lot. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to have a lot more videos to come because I've now got a microphone. So thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, like I said already. It does help, and thank you very much, and bye.